She has figured out motherhood. I'm just hemorrhaging money. Against my better judgment, I'm gonna sort the doelings out of here, and I think I'm gonna just put them in with these guys and let them run. They are not fence trained, but I'm hoping they'll just follow the rest of them and it'll be fine. Oh my goodness, you fat sow. Okay.
You got one leg kind of back a little. I'll help you. Here, you're fine. You're fine. Oh, this is not what I was expecting.
Good morning. I had such a long day at work yesterday. I didn't get home till almost 10:30 last night. I'm so over that job. Okay, a few updates. This little guy here, this is the one that had that spinal injury, and he was looking really good. He looks a little wobbly to me. So I think I'm not gonna put him back on steroids, but I'm gonna give him an NSAID for a couple days to try to reduce some inflammation and allow that to heal a little better. I just don't want him to backslide too much because it's obviously bothering him. He must have got jostled a little bit. So the other thing is this mom over here. Why you got your head in there? She has figured out motherhood. She loves her kid. I just let them out of the bonding pen this morning. So she's finally figured it out. She loves her, and I think we're good to go there. You saved yourself. So we had a ton of rain last night. I'm not sure exactly how much we got, but my dad called me this morning and he said that he got 1 inch and 3/10, and he's about 15 miles from me. But a huge line of storms came across. There were some tornado touchdowns, but nothing super close to here. So thank goodness the winds weren't as damaging as they were forecasting, but we really needed a good shot of rain. The only animal things I have to get done today is I want to get these does vaccinated before I get them out. And I think I'm going to have to separate some of those keeper does out of that pen of grow outs because, they're approaching 6 months. All the cream of the crop have already gone to market, and there were a handful that I held back to go to the Eid sale because they'll take heavier weight bucklings for that. And my keeper does are still in there, and usually I figure you're pretty safe until 6 months. Nobody's getting pregnant, and they're approaching that. And now I have had a couple cycle that I've had to like pull out and throw in these guys for the day, but I haven't wanted to pull them off of feed. I'm gonna have to pull them out of there and get them in with these girls. And once they're going to grass, they should be fine without a grain supplement. So that I should get them out because I saw a buck sniffing around on one this morning. All right, I am really far behind already today. So I have got like a dozen or so does for the next breeding group. I've talked about it before. I added a vaccination to my regimen because up until now, CD&T has been the only thing that we've done. So I had to push back my breeding dates to get these guys vaccinated, and then now I've adjusted it a little bit after I had preg checks. Preg checks went pretty good. They were more open than I wanted, but I also didn't give them a full 30 days even because I wanted a tighter breeding group, and knowing that I'll have another one to breed in like 60 days, so I figured they could just go in with that group. Some of the younger ones weren't pregnant, and like I said, I didn't give them that much time, so I was pretty happy with what we got. Okay. I've got my list. I don't have enough gates to run them through an alley. A couple of them on here I know I'm gonna have to catch with my crook and corner them, but hopefully I can do as many as possible without doing that. that's one job done. I could use about a dozen more gates to set stuff up, to set up alleyways and stuff, and I just don't have them. I just can't afford them right now either. I'm just hemorrhaging money, so it is what it is. I just gotta get a little bit of a workout. All right. You guys can go out to pasture. Against my better judgment, I'm gonna sort the doelings out of here, and I think I'm gonna just put them in with these guys and let them run. They are not fence trained, but I'm hoping they'll just follow the rest of them and it'll be fine. I ain't got time to deal with it, so they're getting pushed out, and it is what it is. You wanna go first? All right, girls, come on. All right, you can go. Come on. Yeah. You can go. Okay, no, you're a boy. You can't go. Okay. Go. Oh my goodness, you fat sow. Okay. Go. Keep going. Buddy, drink water. He's standing outside in the sun like he's dying. Wouldn't come in the shade. Here, drink some water. Drink a little water. Drink some water. There we go. Drink a little. So it's 78 degrees today. It's not that hot. I'm not sure why you think you're hyperventilating. Just stay in the shade here, okay? Just gonna walk up here by the grass so they see it. They've never seen grass. They've no idea what to do with it. I see two of them found it, and they're kind of like, ooh, what is this? These two right here. They were like sniffing at it, and they're like, huh. You like it? You can eat it. Yeah, you put it in your mouth and eat it. No, we'd rather chew on this piece of plastic that blew over here. Okay. Come on, little girls, come on. Yeah, they have no idea what to do. I'm gonna try and chase them out here. So apparently I had 10. I thought I had 8 on my list, but I had marked them all like 2 weeks ago, and I could have swore there were only 8, but I had 10 marked, so maybe I lowered my standards a bit because I need replacements. Could be. Okay, well, they really don't like change. I'm having the hardest time getting them to go out. They keep scattering, running all over. Come on. Move it, move it. Go that way, head that way. See the other 60 goats out there? Go by them. Come on, keep going, keep going. Nope, wrong way. Yes, follow that one. No, turn around. Come on. This is another one of those 2 people jobs. Keep going. Follow the fence. Good girls. Come on. Good girls. I'm hoping once they see all the other ones up there, they'll go by them. You two, follow your friends. Come on. Come on. Keep going. Go. There's grass. You can go eat that stuff. No, not the wood. The grass. Eat the grass. No, eat it. Okay. Well, it'll take some. They're gonna go check that fence out and walk through it. We got a pretty good storm rolling in really quick here. It came up on me by surprise, so I gotta get water up to the cattle now, or I won't be able to get up the hill. it'll get too muddy and I won't be able to get up there. I literally just checked the radar like 15 minutes ago and it said it wasn't coming anywhere near us, and like this rolled in a matter of like a minute, and all of a sudden I could hear thunder and lightning and it got real dark. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a storm coming. I had to chase the doelings in so I could get through the yard with the skid loader. They don't understand that that's their new pen now, so it was hard getting them in. Good morning. It has been so cold here this whole week. I want to set up some fencing in the way back pasture because I need to get some of the goats out. Right now I've got them eating kind of along the fence line. It is getting colder and colder. Like, I think it's colder now than when I first came out this morning to do chores. I'm probably gonna run in the house and get another flannel. I've changed twice and added layers underneath.
One leg kind of back a little. I'll help you. Here, you're fine. You're fine. Oh, this is not what I was expecting. Huh? Here you go. Mommy got one that looks like you. Little boy. Take a breath. There you go. Take a quick peek at this doe, make sure she's got those kids up and nursing. They're up and they look vigorous. You got it? Here you go. Oh. Mom, can I help?
Okay. I'm about done for the night. Oh my gosh. I think it's like 9:30, so much for getting in before 10 o'clock. I realized I forgot to run back there and open the wire up for the cattle to their water. So I'm gonna have to take the four-wheeler back and do that quick before I go in for the night. Good morning. So we are supposedly gonna get rain today. There's like a 85% chance, I think, and it's supposed to be like 2 hours until it starts. So I'm just gonna feed my bottle kid quick, and then I've got a lot of moving around today. I need to set up new lanes for the cattle and for the goats way in the back. I'm working on training my kids to move with the herd out to the pasture. So these does that have their kids up at the barn, the kids range from anywhere from like 5 to 7 weeks old, and then I have just a few stragglers that are a little younger, and I need to get them used to moving with the does and kind of being herded before I can get them out with the main group. I'm looking forward to combining the whole herd because that makes my life easier, because I currently have so many different fences and so many things going on. I think I have 6 or 7 different groups. It's a hot mess. So I'll show you kind of all the different groups I have and how I'm gonna whittle that down to 3 in the next couple days. So I'm gonna let my lactating group out right now. So they've had access to pasture for a couple hours a day for about a week now, and they've been out on their own pasture like all day for, this will be their third day. They're gonna be in here for like 1, 2, 3, 4 more days. And Saturday, the rest of this group of kids, they're all going to market. There's a few kind of runty doelings that I think I'm gonna save back. If it was a different time of year, I'd just send them, but knowing that this is shortly before Eid, I'm not gonna get anything for these doelings at market anyway, because that's like a buck sale and they're small. So honestly, they're like not even worth anything being smaller doelings. So I'm gonna just hold on to them, throw them in with the main herd for the summer, and then get rid of them in fall when this next group goes to market. These ones that are gonna be going to market next is that group that I had quite a few respiratory infections and dealt with some like scours and stuff like that. So they really don't look great. The cream of the crop, all the really nice ones have already been sent to market quite a while ago, and I've got just this last group. I'm kind of disappointed in how this group looks. It's by far the worst looking group I've ever raised. But I'm glad to get rid of them. They got to get out of here. So I'm gonna move these guys, push them all out for at least the morning. Once it starts raining, I'll probably open it back up so they have access to shelter. And then these does can have access to the pasture for the day. Unfortunately, I have to cross paths to get these does to the pasture. So these guys have to get pushed out for the day. Once these guys are out of here on Saturday and I combine the lactating and non-lactating does, it will make my life so much easier, because then I'll be down to just the bucks, the cattle, and the main goat herd. So that'll make life way, way easier. With this lactating group, I normally back fence which means you're fencing out where they've already eaten so that they can't go back and eat homunculus infected pasture. It's a parasite management technique. However, because I need to give them access to the barn, I can't back fence them, but they're really only gonna be in this situation for about 5 days. So I'm okay with that, although it's not ideal. It's just the way it has to be right now. It's been so cold this year and everything was so late that like now all of a sudden it's crunch time and I gotta get them out and gotta get them moving. Now I've got to go set up cattle. I think I have one move set up for them, so I'm just gonna open it up and come back and set up more later. I need to steal the long reel so I can make another lane for the goats and back. I think I'm just gonna save all the stuff that's close to the barn for later. That way if I get caught in the rain, I'm not driving in it in the four-wheeler. I have rearranged this pasture for the goats in the back here. So this lane, this is the first section that they were in all the way back. So now I've made a second lane. You can kind of see there's a line where like you can see the dandelions. So that's their second lane. That goes all the way back. So what I do is I make a little path so they can get back up. They like to tuck up against the trees at night, and then that's their water on the edge. So they always kind of have a home base that they stay at. And I use one strand of polywire on the back fencing because there's not a lot of incentive to get in already grazed off grass. So what I mean by back fencing is this covers up the area that they've already grazed. So I just use one strand there, and then I use 2 strands on the front side and then 2 strands to keep them moving so they don't jump into the next. This is an area that I parked all of our cattle on. Last year in fall, I was bale grazing here during the summer slump, and it was my plan to seed this down once they were in the fall rotation and the rain started again. And it never rained. I think we were 110 days without a single drop. So I ended up not getting a fall rotation, and I had them pretty much destroy this front third of this pasture. I bale grazed them, and because we didn't get rain, I was never able to seed it down. So I did frost seed this year, and we'll see. I a lot of times don't really see the fruits of frost seeding on the same year. It really does seem to take a while. If you look in close, I do see areas where some of that seed that I deposited, it is growing, but a lot of it I don't. So it really takes a year to know if it was a success or not. These girls are not going to be super happy because it's starting to sprinkle. My biggest problem this time of year when I first get them out on pasture, so they're within cattle panel here, so it's not an issue, but they go wild, like rain is going to melt them. And quite honestly, 2 years ago, I only had 12 does. Now I'm up to, I don't know, with my young stock I'm adding, I'm probably at like 75 or 80. And like all of my original does always had barn access anytime it rained. Even if they were out on pasture, they could always get back to the barn. So they turned into little princesses. And then last year when I tried to turn them out onto, we used some of the neighbor's property. When I turned them out, every time it would rain, they would like lose their minds and come back. They would all hop the fence. And I have really regularly used one strand of polywire for the last 7 years and never had a problem. But I find that now that I have a bigger group, all it takes is one troublemaker to hop the fence, and the rest of them will follow. As soon as one figures it out, the rest of them decide that, well, the reward outweighs the risk and we're gonna go for it. So I have kind of a plan to try to combat that this year at the neighbor. And I'll be working on that next week. This time of year, it takes me a lot of time to set up because I kind of forget sometimes how I do my reels and the way to be the most efficient. So like I just had to undo 2 of the reels and then run them the other way so I could get the back fencing. The first time I set up the pastures in spring, I'm kind of like, oh yeah, that's right, that I don't do it that way because or whatever, and each one's a little different. Good morning, boys. It's just water. Same water you have in the bucket. There's no treats on there. They're convinced that there's something in those buckets. Yeah, there's nothing on there. Now you got it stuck on your head. Give that to me. You ever feel like you're surrounded by idiots? So I got caught in the rain. I got all my cattle moves set up for the rest of the day. I think I'm gonna bring the does inside. I want to vaccinate kids today, so then they'll all be locked in. It'll be easier for me. And then the other ones can have access to that shed. I'm trying to keep them as clean and dry as possible since they're going to market in a couple days. It just looks nicer. I'm gonna go back to the barn, regroup, finish up the few things I'm not done with, and then I'm gonna vaccinate. I apologize, it's super loud in here because of the rain. So I decided to just go ahead and get vaccinations done before I sit down for lunch. So I use what's called a repeater to dose them. I choose how many mils I want it to give. I turn the dial, and every time I squeeze it, it administers that same amount. This is their CD&T vaccine, which is a 3-way Clostridial vaccine. So it's Clostridials type C and D, and then tetanus, which is also a Clostridial. Type C and D are associated with enterotoxemia, and then you know what tetanus is. Once they get their vaccine, I'll give them a mark so I know who I did. That should be it. I have one dose left, and I always put an extra one in just in case, so that should be about right. I left the 3 youngest ones, and I will give them their first one when I give these guys their booster in 4 weeks. I'm just gonna hang out for a couple minutes and just watch for adverse reactions. Allergic reactions are possible. They're not common, but it can happen. So I'm just gonna keep an eye on them for a minute. Just make sure we don't have any trouble. Alright, I think I'm gonna do only one more move for the goats today, so I'm gonna go back and do it a little earlier than I normally would. The rain slowed down a little bit here, so I figured I'd take the opportunity to get back there while I'm not gonna get soaking wet. I can see, if I go in the upstairs of the house, I can see where the goats are back there, and they haven't moved since I left them. They're all in the same spot. They haven't gone to lay down. They're just angry. They're angry about the rain. Hey, Paisley. You coming to get love or water? What do you want? I don't know what you want. You're acting like you wanted some love, but then now you're acting standoffish. You just came to tell me you were angry. I'm sorry. Poppy. Begonia. Daisy. Daisy used to be the friendliest, nicest goat. Now she's kind of a prick, right? I'm not sure what happened. So these guys are just destroying all of these multiflora rose bushes, which is great. Last year, I didn't utilize this pasture much for goats at all. I did have a small breeding group back here really early in the season, and they kind of left them alone. And then the bucks didn't really touch them when they were in here later in the season. Because they didn't get like taken down last year, I have so many along the back, and I was actually just thinking like 2 days ago that I was gonna come in here and hack them all down, and how that didn't sound like fun at all because those suckers are so sharp, and I honestly don't know how I would keep my arms from being torn up because they go right through your clothes, those little thorns. So they nibble all those little things off, and the thorns don't bother them. That and poison ivy, that's their other favorite. I was not gonna move the cattle, but the princesses are over here having a fit, probably just because they see me. They shouldn't need to move, but sometimes once they get it in their head that they're gonna get moved, the calves will just, like, the cows will beller and get the calves all amped up, and the calves will rip the line down, and then the cows walk across. They try to pretend like it's all the calves' fault, but they know damn well it's them encouraging it, right? You encourage the naughtiness, All right, I'll move you. Oh, I can't move you. The fence is on. I might have actually forgot to turn it. Somebody tell me if this is on. Ah, she's on. It's hot. I gotta go around and turn the fence off first. Am I not moving fast enough for you? Okay. Y'all are looking kind of round. Your big pregnant bellies. They're finally just getting to the stage of gestation where you can see that they're pregnant. Hopefully that's our last outdoor moves of the day. Badger, what's the matter? You're not liking this rain, huh? You're not sure what to do, huh? Please don't make me sleep out back with the goats in the rain tonight. Is that what you're telling me? What do you think, Boosie?